Well, hello man cavers, and what are we doing today? We're going to give our Honda EX1000 a service and test the output voltages and do a bit of a loo test on the old girl, because I'm not sure she's putting quite out 240. Anyhow, roll the credits. Welcome to the man cave. Let the games begin. So, we're back with our EX1000. Now then, I haven't done anything to this since the last video. The only thing I have done is I've popped a new spark plug in. Didn't do that on video. There's nothing major about changing the spark plug. So she got a new plug. I think what we need to do now is start the old girl up. See how well she starts, because she ain't been run a week since I've done the last video. She ain't been done for a week. Several of you said in the last video, oh, you didn't check the oil in it before you run it. Well, I checked the oil at the auction. I did pull the stick out to make sure I had oil in at the auction. And as you can see, yes, she has oil, but it's very, very black. So I have a sneaky feeling it's been in there a day or two. So let's screw him back in. We'll see if this thing starts. Then we'll clean the air filter. I'll show you how to do them air filters, because I like them sponge air filters, not a cardboard one. So let's see if this goes. Oh, I ain't got the choke on. Choke. There you go. Whoops, a daisy. That is very cold today. Yep, she's there. I want to start the first time if I'd had the choke on, I'm sure. There we go. Plus, I was up on a bench and it's not easy to pull them upwards from here. Right. We'll leave that running for 5 minutes just to get nice and warm, then we'll drop that oil out. Back in a bit. Right, she's been going about 15 minutes now. Shut down. There we go. As I say, she's been going about 15-20 minutes, so she's nice and warm, so we can now be letting our oil out. Let me get gloved up. Oh yes, let me get gloved up here. Right, and we'll see how our oil comes out. So how have you guys been? Are you all happy with the Barford Atom progress? Oh, I'm sure you are. I certainly am. Right, how am I going to manage this? I am going to have to lay this rag down here like so. Put our thing there like so. So our spill container is here, and we'll have to just move her at the edge and dump her out. Whoops, that ain't. Oh, look at that. Mrs. Man Cave will go mad. Here we go. Gosh, she's coming out of there black as the ace of spades. Oh, that sludgy look. Horrible stuff. We certainly did the right thing getting this oil out of it. That's a dead cert. Oh, that oil is absolutely foul. This poor little engine. This poor little Honda. It's had neglect at about the highest degree, I think. I think it's been absolutely years since this has had any sort of maintenance whatsoever. Poor old girl. Poor old girl. Yeah, we'll probably get some petrol on a brush and just go over that and blow it down, but I don't want to do none of that while that sump bonger's out. We'll do that in a bit though. We'll get that done. So we have our old oil out. Marvellous stuff indeed. Shall I just flush it? I'm thinking maybe we should possibly... Let me turn the compressor on. No, we're not going to flush it. Flushing old engines sometimes do not go according to plan, so we'll leave it. But we got a little bit out of the old girl. I don't think there's any more in her, is there? She's heavy. We got a little bit more coming out. That's it. That's definitely all we're getting out of the old girl. Yeah. Right. Let's put some oil in the old bubba. What oil are we going to use? We have here 1040, 1030. There we go. We have some nice Ansel 1030 oil, 1 US quart. Yes, this stuff come off a car boot sale, and a guy worked on an RAF base. Not saying which one, but when it comes in US quarts, it's not hard to work out that it comes from the US of A. Right, let's get some oil in this. This is going to be a mission, isn't it? I think I can tip him up and do that. No funnel required. Oh yeah, she's going in. I don't know how much we need, so we'll straighten her out in a minute and check the old dipstick. That might be enough. I can see it just up to the bottom of the threads, so that might just about be enough oil. Well, you don't want to overfill them, guys, do you? That's worse to overfill an engine than underfill it, so it can do a lot of damage overfilling an engine. Come on, get back in there. Come on, you should just start yourself, shouldn't you? There we go. Right. What do we like? With our nice new 1030 in there. I did have a look in the old book. Look at that. We're up to the top of the hatchings. That is perfect. How was that for guesswork? Huh? How was that for guesswork? There we go. What is it Dad used to say? Let your eye be your guide and the money the last thing you part with. Right. Now we're going to do the air filter. Now if you remember, I had that out the other day, didn't I? So we pull him down, get him out. Here she is, look. Here's our air filter. Where are you now? Right. Now these air filters are the dry filter type. If you remember, these are the dry ones. So they don't have much of a filter to them when they're as dry as they are. So what we want to do is blow this out. Well, there's no crap coming out of that. None whatsoever. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'll just take this in the house and wash it out. It's not even disintegrating. It actually feels in really nice condition. A lot of the time these fall to bits, but this one's actually still quite strong. Yeah, no problem with that at all. I'm going to take this in the house, wash it out, take it in the house, wash it out with soapy water, then we'll be back. Right, we have washed our air filter out with some soapy water. What do we do with them air filters now? Well, they need to be oiled. These filters should have oil in them. There. Dump some oil on. Make sure you're wearing rubber gloves for this because it can be messy. Squidge the oil all the way into the filter. Like so. Massage it all the way through. There. See that? That filter has soaked up all of that oil like a sponge. Because it is a sponge, basically. There we go. There we go. We want to pick a lot of crap up, so we'll leave that there. We can now be putting that air filter back on. Because we had all that air box off the other day and we did the carb, so we know there's no mouse nests or problems in there. So let's put our air filter back in its housing. There she goes. Put him back up. Clip he on. That's one side. That side don't hold very well. That one bending up a bit. There we go. Ah, there you go. Right. That is our air filter on. So, she's had oil change. She's had a new spark plug. And she's had her air filter. Which is all good. So what are we going to do now? We are going to clean this up. Do I change this recoil string? See this recoil string here? Can you see the state of that? It's very frayed. Not particularly nice. What sort of job is it to change them recoils? Let's just pop this end cover off. If that recoil is a total pain in the bum to get off the engine, we'll leave well alone, but if it's relatively straightforward, we'll put a new string in that recoil. So I don't like that recoil like it is, that's a little bit frayed. Oh, there. And everything's coming off. So me and Mrs. Mancave have decided to keep this generator. And we're going to use him, keep him at the house here and over the winter. God, Jesus. Oh my word, that poor old thing is a state. Look at the state of her. Do you know, we really should have all the tin work off this and blow this and clean this thing right down. Look at that. Look at that. That is just shit stinking foulness. Back in a minute. Right. There we go, guys. I have decided, because of the state of this thing, to take all the tin off and clean this thing proper. Oh my word, look at the state of that. Look at that. That is absolutely disgusting. Look at the dust on that, look. Everywhere. Everywhere, it's just gross. Absolutely gross. So, let me give that a clean down. And then, you don't want to see me clean that down. I'm just going to use some, I'm not going to use petrol because that's a bit flammable. I'm going to use diesel and a paintbrush and give her a clean down, then we'll blow her off with the airline. Right, she's had a little clean down. What the hell? Oh, don't that look better? Don't that look better? Spin him round. Look at our back end. What the hell? found this end, our cowling. Marvellous. The underside of our tank light. Let's give that all a blow off. What the hell? Poor old girl, look. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I think we did the right thing. This thing is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. There we go. There we go. Poor old girl, she was absolutely vile, wasn't her? This definitely did need a good clean. No disputing that. She is absolutely filthy. Now then, what's the inside? Let's sit him back up there for a second. Here is our electrical panel that come off the front. And there's our electricals on the inside. They all just connect up with a throttle lever which comes on here. Nice and easy. And two multi-plugs. And this whole front panel come off. As you can see, that's quite gross as well. I'm not going to go smothering all that in bloody diesel. No, no, no. I'm not going to put any liquid on that. So we're just going to blow this out. Oh my God. There we go. I think perhaps while we're in here, I don't suppose that's going to do any good, but it will give me peace of mind if I just go around and just check all these connections are tight, all these little earth screws are all tight, and make sure nothing's all loose and wobbly in here. So I'm just going to grab my little screwdriver. Just make sure everything is tight. That's amazing, everything's doing up quarter a turn, isn't that bizarre? Yeah, all of these, not them ones so much, but a lot of these all done up quarter a turn. They're all push connectors. Everything feel tight there, there and there. Let's get our flat blade and just check these earths. That's tight. That's tight. Yep. So far everything is pretty tight. There's a little bit of crap lying right in the bottom here, but apart from that she's quite good in the back here actually. No, you don't want to go put moisture in electrical control panels, guys, not when you can help it. You don't particularly want to go doing that. Yeah. There we go. Well, I didn't quite plan on doing this extent today, but to be honest, it was just disgusting. I couldn't leave it like it. I thought, no, while we're this far, we might as well just get committed and do it. So let's start piecing it back together. So we're going to put fuel tank comes on here. That comes on the panel, that's right. So I've got to put my fuel hoses on. Here is our return, come off the bottom. This one came off the top. If you can even see what I'm doing. I'm trying. Come on. Get back on there. There we go. Ah, there's the pliers. There we go, that's our fuel lines back on. That's back in place. This needs to come here because that's what turns the fuel. When you do that switch up and down, turns that petrol on and off, look. Do you see what I mean? So when we go to put this front panel back on, you'll see how that goes. I think we've got to put, how did that go? That's right, that went on there, didn't it? That's it. I'm just remembering now how this come apart. I do like stripping these little tin top Hondas though. They're quite nice to strip out and rebuild, I must admit. They are quite nice for it. Let's get these all back together. There we go. Right, we'll put the front panel, I think that's the front's the next one to go back on, I believe, and then the sides go on. So what we've got to do is get this front panel back on here. It's this way around, isn't it? Like so. There's our throttle clip where this throttle cable go. You won't be able to see what I'm doing, but I've got to hook this cable into there. Which isn't a bad job. He says as he can't fight it back in the hole. There you go. We're in and clipped on. Right. Now we've got to put these multi-plugs back in. This one come here. Yes, I have blown all these out. That one come there. Our earths are all good and tight. Tap all connected up. Was the screws or bolts went in the top here now? I don't remember. I do remember one thing. I need to wipe this out in here, look. There you go, look at that. Good little Honda. I know a lot of this is just, a lot of this is purely just cosmetic. I know it ain't going to make it work any better, but it's certainly going to be nicer than, it's going to be nicer looking than she was. I know there ain't a lot we can do about the scratched paint on this generator because it is just a working generator. It's been used quite a bit, I think. Yeah, I think she's had a fair bit of use in her life. Tell you what it looks like to me. It looks like I spent its life in the back of a market trader's van. Do you know what I mean? So she's been bounced around in the back of a van. Right, before I tighten them top two up, we're going to get these bottom two back in here, look. Just to make sure everything line up. And you watch, the bugger won't go now when I'm done, you wait. You'll be like, you bugger that fin that you started running 10 minutes ago, now it ain't going no more. We will see, won't we? We will see. That's one done up. That's two done up. That's three done up. That's four. Now we can get these two on the back tightened up. Oh, I did do them ones, okay. Alright, let's get this end cover back on. That's this one with Honda. Look inside there. Look at that. Absolutely disgusting. This poor little generator. So now it will help improve it actually, because I bet you, with all this dust and crap, when that was running, that was got to be vibrating constantly, shaking this dust loose and pulling it in. I know I've blown a bit through it, but there you go. As soon as you start it, that'll blow it out again. These generators are just not that fragile, I must say. They're pretty resilient. They have to be for the work they do, so. Right. And that one. And that's 6 screws if I remember. My memory serves. There's one. I didn't intend this video to be this long, guys. I thought, yeah, we'll just give her a quick service and test her outputs. But we seem to have gone into a full clean down with her. But I know a couple of you in the first video said, oh, you ought to give that a good clean. Well, here we are. We're giving it a good clean. This is why you should never fully tighten your screws, guys, before you got them all in. Because this bottom one need a little bit of lift to get in, look. There you go. Now we can tighten all these. So she's looking a lot better. I reckon change that string in that recoil. Definitely, I think change that string in the recoil. They look like 10s, they are 10s. There we go. There we go. So let's get the old recoil off. I wouldn't hurt to put a string in it and just lube the recoil up, you know. And blow all out in this fan shroud as well while we're at the stage. There we go. There's our Honda recoil. That feels quite horrible. It's that's like gritty and really not that pleasant. Is there anything going to come out of this fan? We need more air. So we can get that little clean under this end. There we go. There you are. Now last time we did clean up all around that carburettor, remember? When we took that air filter and carburettor off last time, we did clean up all around that area. So that don't want doing for the second. But we do want to. How the hell easy is it to change the string on this? I don't know. Do we change that or just... I mean, that's certainly a thicker string than I got, but it is a bit threadbare. She is a little bit threadbare. I don't particularly want to unravel all the damn spring in it. Because if you unravel the spring, sometimes you can't get them under, you can't get them back in very easy. And then you've turned your... You've turned the whole thing into a bit of a nightmare job then. If you uncoil all this spring. Right, there is our pawl. Yeah, that's our little starter pawl. So I think what we're going to do is just oil this little starter pawl up where that spins in and out. We'll just give her a smidge of oil. And leave he be. There you go. Ah, that spring's going to come out. Leaving well alone. Leaving this well alone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ever breaks, then I'll have to do it, won't I? But until then, we aren't touching it. Oh, I've got to get this thing back in the right place, ain't I? So that arm can swing out. I think that comes here. There you go. There we go. So we got that there. I reckon give her a bit of 3-in-1 in that string hole and we'll be alright. So let's just come down the back of this recoil and just squirt all in. Not so much on your string, but around the back of that gear where all the spring is. Oh, that's better. That weren't pulling in sharp as that before. That is perfect. Right. Let's give her a tighten up. Get her now back on here. Which way did that come? Oh, I can't remember where it come now, whether it come this way. Right, let's have a look. So it's got to come out of that. I've got to go there, right. That's it. There we go. What did I do with the bolts? I just had to hold that in. And what did I do with them? I bet you're looking at them, aren't you? I bet you're like, there they are. Ah, they're over here, look. They are over here. Yeah. Where are we? There we go. Alright, that one's in. That one's in. That one's in. There we go. Right. I think we can be getting... Yeah, that's it. I think we can be getting these end panels. Oh, look at the state of them. Let me give them a wipe out and then we'll get them back on. There we go. We're nearly back together, guys. Nearly back together. There we are. This video's getting plenty long enough. I know some of you guys like the long videos, but I'm sure there are some of you that don't as well. We'll try and cater for everybody here. That's if anyone's still watching at this point. There we go. So, everything's buttoned back up. She's all had a good clean. I did a bit more off camera as well, obviously, because you wouldn't have wanted to see me done all this. Now there, we'll just give her a good old oil up. Best we can. You know, what are you doing there? Well, this just makes her, give her the best chance to look a bit pretty, you know? Just look a little bit pretty. We call it the oily rag finish. It just makes everything a little bit more acceptable. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, she look a bit better, don't she? I gotta. Let's get this end where this recoil was. Just get that wiped down around there. Our petrol tap works. So that's all connected up properly. This is where we start her up and realise that she ain't generating anymore. Because we're buggered something. Oh, that would be my luck, that wouldn't it? Right. Here is our nicely cleaned up EX1000. I know it ain't perfect because the paintwork ain't perfect. She's got the odd scratch and battle scar. But she's certainly a marked improvement on what it was, isn't it? All looks clean inside, which is what we like. She looks very, very presentable now. Very presentable. So I think what we're going to do now is make sure she runs. So let's put our choke on, petrol on, and let's see if she starts. Look at that. Let us start. Choke off. We have a green light, so we're generating. And she's got her new oil in there. Oh, look at that run, an absolute treat. Right, let's give her a little load test. We're going to use our angle grinder to do our load testing with. And if you're wondering what specs the angle grinder are, it's there. It's 840 watts, 240 volts, 840 watts. So if this will run 840 watts, I'm going to say we're not on the block. She do look. That car whispered down, but she run it. Running that alright. I'm never going to run 840 watts on that, I can assure you. There we are. Right. Next thing, I'm going to test the output voltage. How am I going to do that? We have a plug with the middle screw taken out. Now, this is not a how-to video. Do not do this at home. Do not. We have a plug there with the pins all in place and its fuse. This is switched off, so there's no risk of me getting a shock. But I want to just see if she is putting out the 240 volts. So we'll set this to 1000 volt AC. No, that was DC. There's 1000 volts A, 750 volt AC. Let's start her up again without touching them. Come on. There we go. Is that going to stay upright for you guys? So you can see what we got. It is. Whimsy bit high, isn't it? He's picking out 278 volts. What's this DC over here? What am I doing? So we're on 20 volt DC to see what we're going to get on our battery charging system. On our 12 volt, we got 26 volts left. Yeah, we got 26 volts on the 12 volt. And on the 240 side, 275 volts. Right guys, what does that tell us? I mean, it's still running things, it's ran that light, it's ran that grinder. Like I say, it ran the light, it ran the grinder, but I certainly wouldn't want to plug my laptop into it, my television or my mobile phone. Why is that putting out 26 volts there and 270 there? What causes that? I know you're going to say it's a rectifier or a regulator. Where are these said components located on this? Did you see it on this back on this panel when I took it off? Or is it something deeper into the generator? You guys tell me. For now, I'm really not going to sweat it, because for all I want to use this for, it's absolutely perfect. It runs a grinder, it runs a light. It'll run the heaters in the fish tank if the electric go off in the house, so I'm not too worried about it. You know, I'm really not. I'm still really pleased with the generator, with our little EX1000. If we can sort out why it's putting out 270 there and 26 there, that'll be good. Unless, of course, it's this crappy old multimeter again. Do you remember this multimeter was playing up the other week and the voltages were reading way high? And that turned out the battery was flat in it. Well, this thing has been out in this frosty shed for a week. I'm wondering if that could be the meter, actually. I'll try and find a more accurate way of measuring our voltages, because ever since this thing was showing about sort of half as much again voltage as we were getting, I ain't trusted it much. Well, there you go, we'll see. Right, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. As you can see, she's looking really good now. She's looking so much better. So much better. New plug. The air filter's been done. New oil. Give her a good clean out so all her fins and ventilation is now clear. I think she'd do a day's work. I really do. I think you could sit her down beside your market trading stall, as long as you're not running anything too heavy, and she'd do a day's work for you. Right, that's it. I'm going to go, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye for now. Ha-ha!